Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm Dr. Robin. This is Russ. Together we've created the Whole Food Muscle Club and written the book How to Feed a Human the Whole Food Muscle Way in an effort to help 100,000 people in the next 5 years improve their health. And as part of that, we come on here on Facebook 5 days a week, Monday through Friday at 9:15 Eastern, and give you some tips, give you some advice, share some information, talk about our journey. And we promised you last week that this week we would make oatmeal for you. It's what we eat for breakfast every day.
Very scientific.
And so we used to, way back when we started doing our lives back in October of 2017, we would make breakfast while we talked, but it got to be too awkward and too much challenge to be able to do it. So we've stopped doing that. Hey, Kathy.
Good morning,
I think I figured out comments finally.
Yes, right?
So we haven't made breakfast for you in a really long time. And when we make it, either before or after we do our live, I usually stand over here, and we do it very much in tandem. We just dump stuff in the bowls together. So it may look a little bit awkward today when we make it because we don't usually talk about it. We usually talk about something else. Rayanne, hey.
Morning.
And
Lorraine,
maybe.
Lorraine?
Yeah, Lorraine, I think.
Yes,
that's very cool spelling. I like that.
Yes, I like that.
So we do it usually. It works really smoothly. Today it might not look that way because we're going to try and talk through it, which is going to make it a little bit different. Yeah. But this is what we eat every single day. We fast 2 days a week, so 5 days a week. This is what we eat for breakfast.
And it's changed slightly from what's on the website because in the summertime, like we've cut out pumpkin seeds.
Sunflower seeds.
We don't eat as bulky as we do in the wintertime.
Yep.
So.
And there is a version of this in the book. So if you have the book, How to Feed a Human the Whole Food Muscle Way, there is a version of this recipe in that book.
Right. You ready?
I think we're ready.
Okay. So as we always
see, I got it right. Yay.
There you go. So as we always say, we start off with, and what we call this is our oatmeal. We start off with steel cut oats.
And these things that we have that we're using are available if you go to the website, How to Feed a Human. No, it's not. That's not true. It's WholeFoodMuscleClub.com, and there's a store on there, and so a lot of these things we use, we are linked in the store.
Right. So the only real difference between our oatmeals is that I use a half a cup and Robin uses a third of it.
And I used to eat a half a cup, but for me it was just too much bulk. It's just, I can't, there's not room in my stomach for that much food in the morning. Chuck, hey, Russ just doesn't eat oatmeal. He put, yeah, there are a lot of extras, you're right. Yeah. Brenda, perfect timing. This is scheduled breakfast for Saturday. Cool, awesome.
Excellent.
So yeah, third a cup of oatmeal for me, half a cup for Russ.
Right. And then we're very scientific on the blueberries.
We just throw them in there.
These are wild blueberries that we get from Costco, and we just throw them in there.
It's probably 3/4 of a cup to a cup of blueberries.
It's a lot.
I would guess it's a lot of blueberries.
You can show them your bowl after I throw it.
Okay. So I don't know if you can tell, but now you can't even see that there's oatmeal in there because there's so many blueberries in there. So a lot of blueberries. You'll also notice that we have almonds out. When we're making our oatmeal, we typically eat some kind of nuts. Right now we have almonds, sometimes it's pecans. If you aren't allergic to walnuts, that would be a great option. I happen to be allergic to walnuts, so we don't eat walnuts. But we eat nuts, and then we usually dump, we already did this before we went on live, we dump raisins on the counter, and we eat nuts and raisins, which the fat and the sugar together are really, really good. So we do that a little bit while we're making them.
The next thing.
Adele, hey.
Good morning, Adele.
These are quick cook, aren't they?
They're quick cooked steel cut oats.
So that's what these are, and I'll show them to you. We happen to use Bob's Red Mill because that's what Costco carries, but these are the ones that we have.
And if you have a Costco near you, that's the way you want to go because these things are very expensive.
They're very expensive on Amazon. Right. They're cheap at Costco.
And they're remarkably cheap in Costco.
Yolanda's here. Good morning.
Good morning, Yolanda. So then we put in our spices next. And
you're not going to cook yours first?
Oh, good point.
So we do it. This is where another change where it's different. Russ puts water in with his blueberries and his oatmeal and cooks it immediately. Whereas I put water in mine, but I don't cook it till after everything's in it just because the microwave's not available because he's using it. So how much water? That's, I don't know, enough to cover the oatmeal.
That's how much we see. We put it
Sometimes we make soup by accident.
Right, but once you add everything in, it kind of absorbs it anyhow. So I actually cook my oatmeal twice. I cook it for 2 minutes now, and then I'll start putting what we use an extra tin so I can put the stuff in my tin and then dump it in later. So what I'm going to do with the spices. So I'm going to start with This is a half a teaspoon of cinnamon.
And make sure you sprinkle it, because if you don't sprinkle it, when you go to stir it, you'll end up with like spots of these
Right.
spices, and they're very powerful.
Then we use turmeric, and the same thing. We do a half a teaspoon of turmeric, same way.
All right, so how do you say this name?
Sedeh?
Yeah, I don't know, but hi, good morning.
Good morning.
I'm sorry I don't know how to say that, but good morning. And this is turmeric, half a teaspoon, as Russ just said. And then we recently, this is new, this is not on the recipes that are on the website, we started adding ginger. And when I have ginger, I actually grate some, but we don't have any of the ginger roots, so we're using dried right now.
And
Why did you start adding ginger?
because I read about all its health benefits as far as healing and all that stuff goes, so it's just a really good thing to add in your day. I mean, ginger tea is fine too. You don't just have to put it in your oatmeal. It's just convenient for us to put it in the oatmeal because that's what we're doing right now.
Right. And then we also do just a quick turn of black pepper.
And the black pepper is because it helps turmeric. It helps.
Be more bioavailable.
Thank you.
Yep. So just, and you don't even taste it. It's not. It's just there for the turmeric. Just a quick turn.
So it's turmeric, the Saigon cinnamon, and there are things about which cinnamon's better. We don't really get that worried about it. And then of course ginger.
Yep. And then just black pepper.
Now I've always ground our chia seeds.
Flax seeds.
Flax seeds, thank you. And most recently, I guess in the last month or so, we started grinding chia seeds because we found that also is a better way to
It makes them more bioavailable
Right.
too.
And what we do is, so we'll go a tablespoon of the chia seeds.
And now, since we're done, I'm going to put, his is done, I'm going to put mine in, and he's going to take the tin that has the spices he's been doing and pour it in his, and then we'll switch and put my stuff in the tin.
Right. And again, you see I mix it around because the key to really doing this is to make sure you don't put clumps in your oatmeal, because then when you mix it up, it sometimes doesn't mix very well.
Yeah.
And you don't want to take a solid bite of turmeric or ginger
No,
or
that would be
something.
yucky. And I only cook my oatmeal once. I cook it for 2.5 minutes right now, and then I'm done cooking it.
And incidentally, we pre-grind our flax seeds and our chia seeds about 3/4 of a cup at a time, and we put it in a plastic container, so we're
And
not
keep them
doing
in the
it.
fridge.
So we're not doing it every day. And we're going to do a tablespoon of the flax seeds.
And see, now my flax seeds are going in the little tin because my oatmeal's in the.
Right, we switched the tin
We
up.
try to keep it, moving along time-wise.
Yes. It's like a production line.
It is. And usually I'm helping, like putting stuff, so this happens a lot quicker. But I stand over here when we do that, and you won't be able to see me, and we can't both talk about it at the same time.
Right. Next is a tablespoon of hemp seeds. And hemp seeds are just good for you, and also they add protein.
And
so
they add fiber. And
fiber.
you can see why this oatmeal ends up being about 1,000 calories with all
Yeah.
the seeds and with the nuts that we eat while we're going through
Exactly.
and whatever.
And then, as you told you, we do use amla powder. See in the angle, you can see it. Right?
And amla powder is good for your cholesterol level. It's ground Indian gooseberries. It is bitter, so it is not something that you want to try and just like take by itself. You want to mix it in something. So we find that the blueberries cover it really nicely with putting it in our oatmeal.
And we use a teaspoon of this.
Yes, teaspoon.
Okay.
And then raisins.
Raisins. Now, like I said, another thing we're very scientific with. The size of my hand is how many raisins we
And I
need.
think every time he measures it, he puts more. Sometimes I'm like, enough with the raisins. You should have shown it with your handful.
Well, I mean,
My oatmeal will be done for another 45 seconds.
so
Oh, falling.
that's how many raisins.
That's
we
a
have.
lot of raisins.
Come on, it's a handful.
It's probably, yeah, just put them on the counter, that's fine. I would guess, here, let me see. I bet you it's more than a half a cup of
Oh,
raisins.
it's definitely more than half a cup.
I'm gonna see, if you put them in here. No, it's actually pretty close.
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
So my hand is a half a cup. In case you need a professional measurer, let me know. You can use my hand.
stack them in there, here we go. There you go, so, there you go. That, half a cup of raisins, apparently, is what we use.
Now I also use a banana.
I don't, again, because it's too much food. My stomach isn't that big. Oh,
So then I just slice it up. I put the whole banana in there. Usually I'll let her have a bite of it first, but this is too ripe for her.
it's too
so-
ripe, I won't eat it.
Yeah, so we won't do that today.
So now the stuff that went in the tin when he was making it, I'm gonna put in mine. Get all the yummies out of there.
Then I gotta put some more water in there.
Don't make soup.
Try not to make soup.
We have a running joke that sometimes we accidentally make soup. What do you need, love?
I just need to wipe my hands.
Okay.
And then mix well, as they say. Whoever they are. Trying to figure that out for a long time.
Yeah, but as you can see, there's more. We call it oatmeal, but there's a lot more other stuff in here than just oatmeal. Renew. All the spices are using our daily stuff. That's good.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes, fresh banana. He uses fresh banana. That's a good question.
Yes.
I do, if they get overly ripe, we put them in the freezer and then we make nice cream with them, which if you follow our page, you've been seeing, we've been posting recipes for nice cream for the summer.
Right. The first one we do was the cherry banana. That's a new word. And I'm posting today, and I did on our Instagram page, the blueberry banana that we made most recently.
That recipe, yeah, which interestingly, blueberry banana, you can put less maple syrup in because blueberries are sweeter than cherries, but it does turn your tongue purple.
Yes, it does. That's the warning we put. And it's a good question about the fresh banana. Excuse me. Because we do use frozen fruit, as you see. We use frozen blueberries. We use frozen cherries for nice cream, and I like to eat them during do it throughout the day. Also, I like frozen mango, and there's really nothing wrong with it, and it happens to be organic with the frozen fruit. We're lucky because at Costco they have a great supply of organic frozen fruits. Mm-hmm. So we buy it by the bag and use it up.
Yes, we are very fortunate that we get to cook and eat together, and we do eat all of our meals together. It's one of the benefits of us both working from home is that we do get to eat together. And we've had people say that we move very comfortably around the kitchen together, and we have certain things that we do. So it works out really well. We are very fortunate that way.
And as we say, mix well.
She likes your word, your banana.
Yeah,
So show them yours and I'll show them mine. Not like that. So you can see his is lighter because his has banana in it, and he has more because he has more oatmeal and he has banana in it. But that's what it ends up looking like. And when I look at it, I mean, these are big bowls. These are big soup bowls.
Oh, yeah.
And when I look at it, I'm always like, oh, that's a lot of food. I don't know about that. But inevitably, I end up eating all of it and being like, oh, it's gone. It went away. Hey, Sandra, I'm glad you didn't miss us.
Right. Morning, Sandra.
So we got a little long today, but we wanted to show you kind of how, and we do this literally every day if it's not a fast food.
And the thing is, we're so used to doing that, like she said, we're a machine. I mean, this is done so quickly, and then we're like, okay. And it's usually done before we do our show.
Yeah, and we usually talk about other things, like what we're going to talk about in our live or whatever. We don't even, like every once in a while something weird happens though. There was one day 2 weeks ago where rather than dumping the tin of stuff in his oatmeal, Russ dumped the entire thing of flaxseed. I'm like, did you just use all of the flaxseed? I was like, well, he got a lot of flaxseed that day.
Yes, absolutely.
So every
and
once
one
in a
time
while
I put them in the
happens.
pecans.
Yeah, he has absolutely accidentally dumped our seeds in the nuts, and so weird things happen. You've dumped your coffee over.
Right, it's a comedy of errors.
But it's fun. We have a good time. But yeah, so that's our oatmeal. That's how we make it. It's what we eat every day. It's what I recommend to our clients when people start working with me and they say, "What should I eat for breakfast?" I always recommend oatmeal. This will hold us over easily until 2 or 3 o'clock this afternoon.
Mm-hmm.
We don't eat lunch until late in the afternoon, and sometimes if we get busy, even after that.
Right.
So, do you have anything else you want to add?
I think that's it.
All right, so if you have anybody who needs to know what to eat for breakfast, please share this video with them. Thank you to all of you who commented. We love seeing you here. We love saying hi. Please do like it, and I see that a lot of you have liked and put love and thanks. I appreciate that. Please do that because we can't help people if they don't know we're here. We're just talking to the universe. So please do like and share. We appreciate that. And if you want to join the Whole Food Muscle Club, you can go to wholefoodmuscleclub.com and join us, get access to the community page, get access to our recipes, get access to our Q&As. And I am very seriously working on doing a webinar that's going to be, cooking, how I cook, how I make recipes, how I create food eating in this lifestyle. So I'm working on that for the Whole Food Muscle Club as well. Anything else?
I think that's it.
Get our book, How to Feed a Human, Amazon.
That's it?
That's
okay.
it.
So with that, we'll say, eat real food, oatmeal.
Oatmeal.
Oatmeal, mostly
Mostly plants.
Have
Have a
great
good
day.
one. We'll see you tomorrow.